Um, Third, and probably surely the last note on Fatherland, Robert Harris, unless of course another idea comes to my mind tomorrow and we change strategy. Fabulous book, but what about that ending? So, spoiler alert, twice over. You shouldn't be watching this because why would you? And then I think I'm going to talk about the ending, which is intriguing. Not in the sense that it's not clear what is happening. The hero is going to die. But why did the author choose this? Of course, we were used with happy endings, which is not the case here. Detective stories, murder mysteries, which this one is. It's on the list of 1,000 novels everyone must read. And it's in the crime section. It's included in the crime section. But it's also science fiction, as I mentioned in the previous two notes. Science fiction narrative taking place in the German Empire, which has won the Second World War. That's the premise here. So, tell me now. There are a few layers of mysteries. Some top German officials, Nazi officials, die. First one, and then we find others. They got rich by embezzling, taking loot which the Germans stole from Poland, from occupied territories. But then, on top of that, there is another layer. And realizing that there would be targets for the higher hierarchy, they put together documents so that they can protect themselves, because they're part of the 14, was it? I think 14. Part of the 14 officials that met to decide on the final solution, the extermination of the Jews. The author says in a postscript at the end of the book, after we finished, that he used real documents, timetable for trains, minutes for this meeting to decide on the final solution, and much more. Plus, whenever he invented something, he based it on reality. Hitler wouldn't sign anything or any document. He didn't want to. Clearly, surely, he was the one coming up with this monstrous decision. But he gave verbal orders. He didn't put anything in writing. And the effort here is to eliminate those who knew and find the documents. Xavier March, the hero, complex character. He is, though, one of the submarine commanders that fought in the Second World War and thus killed Allied personnel and civilians on those ships, but well, on orders from above. However, towards the end, it looks like, well, they corner him, and there is a feeling that this doesn't sound real. I mean, in a Nazi or communist regime, we lived here in the communist regime, you don't have a chance. They get you in the end. So at times it's puzzling. How can he maneuver? Well, he can because he has Nebe, was the name, the leader of his side of the police in the Nazi regime, who wants to try and find what the leaders of the Gestapo were up to, for one thing. Then he's a brilliant investigator and that comes to my mind now. They probably think, let's see what he finds, and when he finds more, we'll just eliminate him like the rest. But then at one point, so he gets the material. Let's not go into the detail. This is not supposed to be long. Another few minutes more. And he has the help of Charlotte, the American journalist. They have fallen in love together. And so he says, okay, we'll do this. You go ahead in the car, and I'll follow you. You go to the border, you do as I tell you, and at 9 o'clock, when the Führer celebrates his 75th birthday, and they won the war, Hitler is getting old, but he's alive, okay, in this alternative history. It's safer this way. He goes to visit his son. And his son, who had written a note negative on his father, he's not doing his party duties, he's not committed to the regime, things like that, has heard the number. The Gestapo contacted the mother and said, you call. If you have a word from him, you call this telephone number and will come. The son has memorized. He's 10, Pili. And when the father comes, he sees him outside in the car, telephones the Gestapo, and furthermore, invites the father inside and keeps him longer and longer until the 10 minutes are gone, and so his father is caught. I mean, that's strange, really. And then interrogated, his hand is smashed, he's taken to another headquarters, and all of a sudden he's invited to run. Okay, never protected, you have a car waiting there, and he's in the car, and I think, okay, so this is the way out. So in the end, it will be good, it will be over. But it's not. He sees that his best friend, Jäger, is in fact the one who betrayed him all along. When he didn't know how the Gestapo got the information, something recording in the phone booth outside Charlotte's home, he realizes that he shared the information. He told how Charlotte talked in the booth, and so this guy told the Gestapo, and Gestapo had a microphone in the booth, in a public telephone booth. So he's taking another route, but he will be gone. He will be dead, the hero, Xavier March. And that's a strange ending. I mean, we don't see him killed, but there's no way. He stops the car, goes into a forest with his Luger gun, and he has no chance. And why this ending? Well, because that's in this fictional universe. That's what would happen. That makes sense. That's what a Nazi communist totalitarian regime does: crushes any dissent. And it wouldn't be plausible for him to just, like what happens in movies, in super productions, Born Identity, James Bond, when he beats all odds and gets out of, a volcano or anything.